Hi! So Dynamite was last night. We had basically nothing confirmed going into it. If you see my preview, basically nothing was announced, which was great. But going into it, it was only 3 matches, but one of the big ones was obviously the Ospreay match and the Darby Allin vs Gabe Kidd. A lot of it, I don't know if a lot of it was announced after it, but either way, solid little Dynamite. Nothing I'll talk about later. Fresno fucking sucks, but yeah, let's go through it. So, our show actually opened up with the Ospreay match. It was a great little open. You just heard bum. I loved it. Him versus Blake Christian. I think Blake Christian's brilliant. I thought Jay Lethal and Lee Johnson would walk out with him. They don't. I thought that was pretty interesting. The match is solid. It's nice to see Ospreay's... So, there was a lot of reports Ospreay's going to try and change his style, which is like the most unlike Will Ospreay thing ever. So, you know what I mean? So, it was very nice to see that he is still being high fly. He's still getting back to it, you can tell. But it's more, not to a detrimental level. He looks good. He does look good. He looks sharp. He doesn't look like he's had too much time off. Over 6 months, I think, since August. So, it's been a while. But either way, he looks great. It's definitely a lot slower, a lot weightier, but that's good. That's what honestly, I'd rather have that for him. I love Will too much, honestly. He's by far the best wrestler in the world when he's on his game. Quite chop heavy, not chop heavy, but like for Ospreay, quite chop heavy. Hidden blades. I love how Blake Christian went to go for a hidden blade, and Ospreay just caught in with one. That was a great spot. He's really aggressive, and that's what I liked. So if you've never seen heel Ospreay, for instance, him versus Kenny being the prime example. That was a great example of Ospreay as a heel and how aggressive he is. This is very similar, where he is aggressive, but he's still not a heel, so it's kind of weird. Blake Christian is just perfect for this. Blake Christian was a great guy for having to up against. Sells perfectly well. Great little high flyer himself, but very, very silky. I like Blake Christian. He grows on me a lot. I understand the hype. But match was solid. I really did enjoy the match. I thought it was a nice showcase. It wasn't designed to be like a match of the night. It was just designed to be like okay, here's what Ospreay's like now. Let's just see how he's getting on, just to see him in ring again, get the webs off, and that was great. I thought it served that purpose well, and it was still entertaining, which was really good. He does get the win, shock, but I really enjoyed it. What was cool after it, so he gets the mic and he just goes, "I missed you guys," and then just instantly calls Moxley out, saying, "Difference between you and me, Moxley, I don't need a weapon to break someone's neck. I'll do it with my own bare hands." And I thought that was peak. And then zoomed in on Ospreay's face, and I just hear the fucking Death Riders theme, which I love that. I love the Death Riders, like, dun, dun, like the alarm. I love it. Then Moxley, it's Moxley and Yuta, because they have the match later. They had the tag match. And they come out, and Ospreay just runs at him, starts attacking them, basically attacks Yuta too. And then Pac comes out, and Pac starts attacking Ospreay. And that basically signals that end, which was cool. And then Moxley's like a bit worse for wear, because I think he hits Ospreay, I think he hits him with a hidden blade, I forget. And then basically that's that, but because Moxley and Yuta have a match with the Bang Bang Gang, they're out. And then Moxley's clearly stumbled, he's clearly affected by it, and then the Bang Bang Gang come out as Juice, Ace, and Austin, and then during that, Ospreay and Pac are still going at it, and they run out, because Ospreay runs at Pac during the entrance, and then, I was kind of pissed, because we don't get the traditional Bang Bang Gang entrance, which is Raw, and then, but it's Austin Gunn going, yeah, welcome to Dynamite, you know, like fucking cheering Will on. I just really enjoyed that. I don't know why, I just thought that was really fun. But basically, it looks like we're still definitely building Moxley versus Ospreay. Definitely great match to build too. But Pac versus Ospreay is definitely happening again. There's no way that isn't. And yeah, I mean, who's saying no to Pac versus Ospreay? It's one of the best matches at All Out I've ever seen. So yeah, honestly, all for that. It was a great little segment. I enjoyed Ospreay's match. I enjoyed Ospreay being back. I really enjoyed the transitioning into the match of the Bang Bang Gang versus Moxley and Yuta. We'll talk about that now. So that was the next match, Bang Bang Gang versus Yuta and Moxley. It was good. Juice. This is the problem with this match, and it does highlight the problem of Juice Robinson's presentation for me, where not the fact of Juice is like, you know, oh, he's being too silly, this, blah, blah, blah. No, not at all. It's Juice Robinson, for me, when he's going against Moxley, they allude to it on commentary, where it's like, Juice and Moxley have a great history, which they do in New Japan. And Juice is just, you know, Moonchild Juice is incredible, and so is Juice now. And it's nice to see Ace Austin, by the way. I was really happy to see him. it's just, I want them to treat Juice with a bit more presence. I feel like, yeah, we all love Juice, but I feel like he's not seen as a threat a lot of the time, and that's what kind of worries me. Juice versus Moxley could easily be a phenomenal match. It really could. Like, it could be. It has been. And I just wish they kind of would, like, I'm not all for one of those moments where it's like does the Rock and Hogan spot where they look back and back. But I wish if they would have, like, give that moment a bit more weight instead of just throwing it at us, maybe. I don't know why, I just think that was a bit thing. Yuta looks good. Yuta's definitely getting better with the psycho knees. Moxley looks a lot more brutal. He's still wobbly from it. I liked, obviously, Ace Austin gets a lot of minutes here, which is good. Ace Austin's been needing the minutes for a while, especially for me. Juice looks great. Juice, that's the thing with Juice, like, it's the weight, but, like, so that's what I'm saying with the presentation. He's great, but he's not treated as that in a way, and that's what kind of pisses me off, because, like, for me, Juice should be not a top guy, but a contender in some aspects. So, that's the thing with Juice. The match is solid. Danny Garcia does help the Death Riders get the win by distracting the ref, and then Moxley and Yuta get the win. And as soon as the match finishes, Moxley's just telling Yuta, just clearly pissed at Ospreay still, so he's just, his head's gone with Ospreay. What I did enjoy about it all was, it's the first time we've seen the Death Riders, and Moxley specifically, boo. Well, not Yuta's always booed, but it feels like Moxley's kind of had this thing where he's been cheered because he's so revered, because it is Jon Moxley. But it felt like this time was like, because of the Ospreay stuff, he's kind of getting booed again, which is good. I thought that was really interesting. But I hope we get a promo with Will Moxley, and the match between Bang Bang Gang. I hope we get, honestly, if we do more Continental Open challenges and stuff, or matches weekly, give me Juice versus Moxley. It'll burn the fucking house down. We have already had Ace Austin. Give me Juice versus Moxley. Even Austin Gunn. I'm honestly, I want to see more of Austin. But Juice is the guy. And obviously, when Jay White gets back, give Jay White all the fucking gold. But either way, great little tag match. Great opener. Great way to start Dynamite. So after this, we actually get a little hype package promoting the Darby and Gabe Kidd match. And then it cuts to Gabe Kidd, and he's like, Darby, I'm not normal, I'm insane. Meet me in the parking lot. And then it cuts, and then their match is next. They have the match in the parking lot, which is their coughing match. So before that, we get a small Kenny Omega vignette, where before that, he talks about asking for Swerve, saying Swerve, the most dangerous man in pro wrestling. I beg to differ. Basically, put your number one contendership on the line. Me and you versus two. Fuck yeah. And then he says, "Here, wait your response," and then we'll get a response later tonight. But after that, though, so if that was in between the Gabe Kidd promo and now the Darby and Gabe match, which is the coffin match, bro. So they start the match outside, and Gabe's just like, "Where's Darby?" And I thought Clark Connor was just driving the truck, but he wasn't. Well, unless he was, he just had no involvement. And then Gabe's standing there going. He goes in the middle of the road, goes, "Oh yeah, come on then," like turns. So I'm thinking, shit, is Darby going to run Gabe over with the car? Because if it was the other way around, they would. I'm sure they did. And then Darby and Gabe jump out. This was fucking nuts, by the way. And this just sums up Fresno completely. Fresno sucks. I really don't want to. It's a bad crowd. So outside they're having the match. They're having a little scruffle, and Darby ends up putting Gabe in the trunk of the car, the boot, the trunk, whatever. And then Darby just drives and fucking tips the car upside down. The car's totaled. Like, not total, but, like, he drives and the car's flipped, crashed, while Gabe's in the boot. And it's like, what the fuck? And, like, the car's upside down. Darby has to kick the glass out and Gabe just falls out the boot. Great shot. And then it's like, he just cuts back to the fucking, the crowd. And it's just like, it's silent. Brian, Shivani and Excalibur are just looking like, what? And it's like, I don't know if it was a stunned thing. I thought it was stunned at first, but no, the entire show just shows the crowd's ass. And that's true, even for the entrances for a few people. But that was really wild. I just thought that was nuts. And then they just continue. Darby get one of those, like storage trunk crate things, and basically put Gabe in that, or on top of that, and then drags him around. And then they continue the match. It is a coffin match. Outside in the ring. That was fine. I didn't really get into it. Darby looks better. Gabe's okay, and he's clearly, but honestly, I feel like he was out on his feet after that car incident. Shock. Surprised. I was going to say surprised Darby isn't. He is, obviously. They have a lot of skateboard spots. There's a lot of stuff where he's whacking each other with a skateboard. Shit like that. To be honest, there's not really that much to recall of it off the top of my head. It probably was. I mean, I'm watching this very early in the morning, do you know what I mean? So that might be on me. But honestly, this is the problem with the crowd, just to elaborate on it, is you're watching the match and you're like, this should be, a crowd affects a match, you can't deny that, and I feel like it did affect some matches on Dynamite this week, and it needs to be called out. Don't go back to fucking Fresno, Tony. But frankly, the match was, the car spot was the main thing at the start, outside. I feel like everything after it kind of lopsided. It was good, I'm not denying it was a good match, it was just, it went on for a bit longer than it should have, because the car thing was so big, and there was, like, honestly, it just needed a bit more life to it, and that, again, I think that is part of the crowd, but, I mean, it's just weird. The car spot's definitely the highlight. Darby does get the win, Gabe does get put in the coffin, yeah, he does, because what happened was, so Darby makes a dive and throws Gabe into the coffin, but then the coffin shuts automatically. I thought that was sick, I thought that was really smooth, I really enjoyed that. So Darby gets the win, and it's like, okay, so no David Finlay or Clark Connors, which really surprised me. I thought that was really surprising. And then Darby gets the mic, and I'm like, okay, Darby's going to call out, and we're probably going to get more of this shit. No, Darby goes, I want the World Championship. I literally went, oh. And he calls out Max, so that's great, I guess. So we must be getting World Championship Darby now, again. Probably go climb up another mountain, Matt Darby. That would be great. You know, timely appropriate. But, yeah, we're probably going to get Darby in the world title scene. That's great. But we'll something else to elaborate on that later. The Gabe Kidd and Darby stuff was fine. As long as it's over, they've not done a good job of making the dogs look strong so far. I won't deny that. Them losing at Revolution was stupid, and then Gabe Kidd kind of losing here was stupid too. So I'm not a fan of the result, but I just don't get it. But Darby in the world picture, I've made my feelings on that. I'm not really a fan, but either way, the car spot was great. That's all there is to say. The car spot was really good. So, after this, we actually get a fun little Jurassic Express promo. I really enjoyed this. It's like, it shows the Jurassic Express bus, and it's Luchasaurus driving it, and it shows Jack Perry getting ready, like it's a fucking, like, 90s high school film where he's, like, packing his bag, and he's waiting outside the bus, and then it just shows a little map where they're going around the cities. I thought that was really fun. And then they come out, I don't know why, I just love Luchasaurus. And then, basically, Jack Perry gets off the bus when they're at Fresno, and basically says, look, I'm going to have a match tonight with two people I consider family, brothers like me. And then the Bucks come out, because they're having a match with Okada and RPG Vice. And then, that was really cool. I'm happy RPG Vice. And then the Bucks go, yeah, we're having a match again. Yeah, obviously, someone like we consider family, which was Okada. And then, it just continued. Then, Okada, you're not going to, we're going to beat your ass, whatever. And then Luchasaurus just goes, because he's still in the bus, goes, bitch. I just thought that was hilarious. I love Luchasaurus, bro. He's the fucking man. I love the dinosaur. I love Luchasaurus. He's great. I just love this promo. I think it's I love when Jack Perry's got that little fun side to him. I really do. Yeah, solid little promo, solid fun, just announcing the match, and a nice little way to present it. I just thought that was funny. I hope they continue the little Jurassic Express bus thing, because I don't know why. I really get entertainment out of that. So next we actually cut to the ring, and it's Nana in the ring, and we're getting a Swerve promo. Nana's basically promoting Swerve, saying, do you guys realise who this is? Make some noise, blah, blah, blah. And then Swerve makes his entrance, asking the Fresno crowd to make some noise. It was hilarious. And then they walk down, and Swerve cuts his promo very intensely. It's a great promo, phenomenal promo. Spotlight, he's sitting in the middle of the ring, and he's basically talking about power. That's what all these great people have, power. That's what he wants is power. And basically responds to Kenny, saying, I didn't even know I was number one contender, but you want to talk about me? Let's talk about it, because I want to be the most dangerous man, and what am I going to be without that power, basically. And he says, Kenny, it's not fair for you to basically get my number one contendership. I'm all for putting it on the line. What do I get? And he tells Kenny to put his EVP status on the line, because he wants that power rather than the win over Kenny. So, basically repeating what he did with the Bucks, but really cool. Very intense promo, very cool. I loved it. I love how it was shot. Swerve looks really fucking menacing here. Very cool. There's a point where he goes, because AEW's whose house? And, like, I know he does that normally, but it was just different. The infliction was different. It was really cool. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was excellent. It's definitely a little more long-winded, obviously, when I'm making it out. But it's excellent. It really is. It's a solid promo. Swerve's one of the best in the world. Easy. But we get Brody in this point. We don't. Okay. But either way, the promo was fucking excellent. It really was. Great promo. So after this, we actually get a Speedball promo backstage, which he's with Renee. and basically he gets asked about it, but I was kind of distracted, so I couldn't even recognise what he was saying. It's because Renee normally stands next to them and it zooms in on them. Renee turns to do a side thing, and it's like they're trying to do something. So Renee does the corner instead of standing by them, and she's just nodding. I'm like, it's my ADHD, but I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Why's she standing there? So it was just weird. But basically, he goes on to say, like, Kevin Knight, because he got obviously talk about the Mystico thing, which is fucking peak. And then he just continues, and basically talking about, you know, Mystico and everything, like, you know, that's because of them. Kevin Knight's doing great, but I need to do it on my own. And he's obviously got a match against Mark Davis, which, yeah, we fucking love that. We love that on paper. We love that. And basically, yeah. Also, I will speak, because obviously the gear, I want to mention it now, it's in my brain. The gear for Mystico, Speedball, and Kevin Knight is unbelievably cool. I love Mystico's gear anyway, but that is 10 out of 10. Fucking love it. So yeah, after the backstage segment with Speedball, we actually do get the match, him and Mark Davis. Good match. Really good match. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought him and Speedball on paper are just always gonna, it's just always gonna work for me. It is. I think Mark Davis versus a little guy. Mark Davis is a great big guy because he sells it well. He's genuinely very feral, very like bear-like essentially, and I like that. I think that works for someone against the Speedball who's so agile. Really, you know, basically not praise on that, but you know what I mean. Basically, is built on that aspect. Mark Davis's lariats, the strikes, everything about him is great. But then when you're talking about like the kicks from Speedball are always great. It's just, it's what you expect, but in the best way possible. It was a great match, it really was. Mystico's not there. Mystico isn't there, but Kevin Knight walks out with Speedball for the entrance, and they're wearing the Mystico masks. They go for the trios match. Fucking great. I love that. You know, you don't understand. I love that. And then as it furthers on, the match, Mark Davis, obviously, it's again, like I say, it's very simple, what you expect. It's a great show of resilience from God. The crowd doesn't really appreciate it, which is fucking stupid. But honestly, it's a solid match. I don't want to sound like I'm downplaying it. It's a phenomenal match. It really is. But it's what you expect. If you know AEW, you've been watching for a few weeks, or even pay-per-views, if you've watched Mark Davis, you've watched Speedball, you're like, yeah, that's going to bang. It bangs in the exact same way as you think it was. Small guy, David vs. Goliath. Speedball gets the win, which I thought was really cool. I really enjoyed that. But, yeah, Speedball is just, he's so fucking good. So is Mark Davis, but, like, Speedball's so fucking good. And I'm happy that we all realise that. But I hope we get more single Speedball as well, because Jet Speed's great, and obviously the trios thing with Mystico is going to be phenomenal. I really would like this. I would get Speedball working with some luchadors. Give me Speedball versus El Con, and my life is yours, Tony. That would be excellent. So after this, we actually get MJF backstage after Revolution, and he's talking about, you know, he's had the best dog collar match, he says it's the best, you know, best whatever, you know what Max is like, saying he's the best champ. He says that's the best Texas Death match of all time. It was good, it's not the best Texas Death of all time. Come on now. Come on now. And then, as it continues, he's just raving about his title defense, saying, Hangman beat, basically, I'll beat whatever, I've got 20 years left on this reign. And then he goes, I'm going to do what all phenomenal athletes do. I'm going to Disney World. And I thought that was great. Yeah, simple, solid, intense MJF promo. Say simple, it's excellent. You know what I mean? Max is such a good promo. We know how good he is. That's all that needs to be said. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was good. Saw a little clip, and yeah, I wonder what we do with Dynasty with Max. I think that's a very interesting discussion. But either way, I thought this was fun. It's a very good promo, as you expect. So after this, we actually get the RPG and Okada family. Okada and RPG Vice promo, talking about the Bucks, basically calling them out, saying, we were never family. I'm only loyal to one family. I thought this was great. I'm only loyal to one family, which is Don Callis' family. Unlike Takeshita. And then, like, he goes, you shaking hands with Moxley? What the hell? And then you see Trent Barretta going, like that. And it's like, oh, yeah, that turn's happening. They're killing him. And Takeshita will kill them all back. Rocky Romero starts saying some shit, because, bro, I'll talk about it in a match, but I adore Rocky Romero. I'm big on the guy. But basically it was basically the Takeshita line that got me, but the promos just called him out, saying we'll have the match later. That's it, really. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm just happy Okada, and I'm happy to see RPG Vice as a tag team wrestling on Dynamite. I don't know why. I've wanted that for a while. I'm happy with this a lot. Really am. So after this, we actually got a match that was supposed to be Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir, no holds barred. Tony Storm was not cleared, so they show a clip of it. where it's Luther outside. Luther goes speaking because he can't speak. Opens the door, and then it's Tony on the floor, battered. It cuts. So basically, someone just jumped Tony. Then it cuts to Marina doing a promo saying, "I didn't do it." So Tony wasn't medically cleared. Well, Marina's like, "I don't. If it was me or not, it's none of your business." Rather than she didn't do it. It's probably going to be Ronda. But it basically, so they replaced it with Mina Shirakawa. So it's Mina Shirakawa versus Marina Shafir in a no holds barred match. This was really fun. I really enjoyed this. Marina basically beats the shit out of Mina for a good bit. But then, like, with the glass bottle, I loved all that stuff. Obviously, the on the apron. I need you to do better. I love that thing from Marina. On the entrance, Marina, she's taking her socks off, because she wrestles barefoot. And she just fucking launches at the socks at Brian, goes, "Where were you, Brian?" Which was cool. Obviously, referencing how it was on Revolution, where she goes, "Where Brian, Nigel?" I thought that was really cool. Yeah, as a match, it was solid. It was fun. It was got a few spots. There was a table spot, which was excellent. Looked pretty nasty for Mina. Mina's just great. She comes out with a barbed wire bat. She doesn't do the dance. But that's what I mean. There was barely any pop from Mina Shirakawa. What the fuck? That says it all about Fresno. Sucks. And then, I'm hating Fresno, but I don't give a fuck. And then, but then, like, during the match, like, Mina's got the bat. She's trying to whack Marina with it. And then Marina goes, "I don't need a bat." Like, she goes, shouts, "I don't need a bat." And she goes, "Maybe I do." It's the battle, but then starts to try and whack Marina with it. I thought that was great. She's just funny. I love Marina Shafir. Yeah, there's a point with these champagne bottles where they're trying to smash it, and then Marina's talking to the ref because they're having an argument. This is the finish, essentially. And then she has the bottle, smashes it over Marina's head, and she gets the pin. Because she's obviously, there's a lot of figure fours, a lot of chops, kicks, whatever. That's what you get. There was a mother's milk that was broken out of, which I thought was really cool. I would have finished it there. I think I would have, but, I get why the finish was greater. And Mina gets the win. Not Marina. Mina Shirakawa gets the win, I was really surprised. I think that was a little reward for what she's done there. I think that was really cool because she's come in short notice to have a no holds barred match. I think that's really cool. I think that I really liked what Tony does with stuff like that. After the match, Mina's screaming at Marina, "I beat you! I beat you! I love you, Tony! I beat you!" I thought that was really cool. I thought Marina was going to beat the shit out of her and Ronda was going to come out, but no. I wonder where this goes. I do. I think it depends what you do with Tony. I thought Tony would even run out, but obviously they're selling that. So there's nothing to do with Tony, but hopefully she's not long out, medically cleared. But Mina Shirakawa is just you need to push her for the moon. She's so fucking good. Honestly, Mina Shirakawa is one of the best women's wrestlers. I think she's the most versatile. I love Mina, and just give her a fucking belt. I don't give a fuck what it is. Give Mina a belt now. It's becoming ridiculous. Give her a belt. So backstage, we actually got Andrade. Hey! And Andrade's sitting there and he's getting asked by Renee, what's next? And he wants, "I want that AEW title." Then, the guy, MJF's old translator, I forget his name. I think it was like, I forget his name. But, the guy with the grey hair. It's actually Serpentico as well, I think. And he comes out, and then he goes, "Hey, sorry, Andrade, sorry to interrupt. I've just got this big case. It's from MJF. You need to take this." And Andrade goes, "Is it the AEW World title?" And then he just pull up a phone. It's Don Callis' big ass head. And he goes, "Andrade, I need you to do me a solid, buddy. I need you to take this case. And then, because you're my money man." He keeps saying that. And then he goes, "Don, are we working with MJF?" And he goes, "Andrade, we're doing business. Come on, you're my money man." And then he goes, "Look," and basically goes, "Look," because he goes, "Darby's become a problem for Max. We're going to take this a lot of money. It's a lot of money," he keeps saying. And then you can have the match with Darby. So I think they're just going to do this. There's something clearly going on with Max and the Don Callis family. But I think with it, that might be slightly short in the numbers. That could be cool. But I think Andrade and Max will still happen. To me, that'd be the Dynasty match. Frankly, that'd be my Dynasty match. You got to do it. But yeah, that was basically it. So Andrade does take the briefcase. I do hope we get Max and Andrade. I think that's the match to make at this point. Andrade won. It makes sense. Just give me Andrade versus Max. It's the feud. It's the match. Give me it. So after this, we actually got our main event, which was the Young Bucks versus RPG Vice and Okada, because the Bucks were teaming with Jack Perry. I nearly fucked that up then. The match was really fun. Okada just instantly flipping them off. Gets RPG Vice get thrown out the ring. And he's going, I'm so sorry to all of them. And then starts doing the elite thing. I love Okada. I adore Rocky Romero. Adore him. We take Rocky Romero for granted, I think. One of the best wrestlers in the world. So fun. His character works excellent. RPG Vice are just excellent. The books are on some shit. Jack Perry doesn't do too much, but he's definitely great. The books are on some shit though. They're like unbelievably good here. The super kicks everywhere, you know, as you expect. The high flying, and really good. RPG Vice is just really nice to see. Trent is it's so nice to see Trent Barretta wrestling again. I feel like that's a big thing for me. I've realised recently how much I like Trent from what I've seen of RPG Vice and small stuffs. He's really good. So, I know he's had injury issues. My hair, apologies. He's great that he's back. RPG Vice are great. Okada's does on some shit. There's a point where they go to do a, I forget who it was. It was either Jack or the Bucks, obviously. And they jump off the ropes to do a springboard or whatever. And then Okada does the drop kick to counter them. I thought that was great. The finish was excellent. Obviously, so the book set up the EVP trigger. And Jack Perry has the flying knee he essentially does. And they just fucking launch them together. I thought that was excellent because it really does add that bit of extra weight. The Bucks and Perry get the win. And then the Bucks stay in the ring while Jack and obviously the Don Callis family leave. And when they leave, the Bucks have to get the mic, and they basically talk about how they failed on Revolution, saying, "Look, we're not above it. FTR, you beat us, you're the better team, but we thought it was so great. You know, we thought we had it won, and that's on us. You know, we brought our family down. Everything. It was really depressing. They would like I think it was Matt Jackson's birthday that day, so he was talking about how he's seen his dad, and he was like, "Hey, you're the fucking goddamn Young Bucks. You know, you guys are the best." And then he fires them up, and they're like, "Yeah, no one's getting in the way of our fourth tag team championships." And then no tag team in the world, and then it just cuts there. You think you know him, and it's like, oh fuck, I forgot about them. I thought it was gonna be Takeshi to the segments at the end. I thought that's what it'd be, but yeah. Just to speak on the match before we get to the promo segment, the match was excellent. It was really good trios match. I don't know why I feel like I'm briefly summarising them because it's early and I've got work, but I thought it was an excellent match. It really was. Really good match, this one. Don't want to oversay it. Great main event. Honestly, probably was my match of the night. That or Mark Davis versus Speedball. Both of them were excellent, but, Ospreay's going to be the main sell because it's Ospreay. So they come out, and then it's Christian and Edge. Cope. Cope gets the big pop. Cope doesn't even get a big pop for Metalingus, but Christian gets a big pop because Christian's great. So as it continues, what I like is the talk about goes, hey, so Copeland comes and goes, hey, first off, we respect you guys. And it's like, oh, fuck off. But then basically they talk about like, hey, you guys, you think your family have had it bad. He basically attacked Beth Phoenix. And, not that Beth needs my help. She's the Glamazon for a reason. Because of Beth Copeland. That's just weird to hear. But as it continues, basically, they're saying, we want to tell you first that, we need to come back and basically kick these guys' asses for ourselves. It's personal for me. And then he goes, I just wanted you guys to hear from us first because we respect you. Look, essentially, we're facing FTR at Dynasty. And they put the graphic up, which I think is a bit silly. I don't think that'll go ahead. That should be Bucks versus FTR for it, to be honest. But, yeah, I think that's what he'll do. But either way, what was cool is, so Christine gets the mic and goes, look, I understand it's all personal for you guys, but, it's personal for me, because if we have this match, I make a ton of money. It's the most Christian thing ever. I love Christian. And then he basically goes, but it also cements us, and I thought this was great, it also cements us as the greatest tag team of not just our generation, but your generation. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, Christian's such an instigator in the best way. And then basically they're just standing there, and then FTR walk out. Stokely's out the wheelchair, but he's limping. And then they go, and Stokely gets the mic and goes, so Sunday and Copeland and even Matt or Nick Jackson go, shut up! Like proper Vince way, shut up! And then they walk, so Dax and Cash walk to the ring to kick. They're pissed. They walk them around, down to the ring. They get their ass kicked by both teams. And then both teams try to grab the belts. Like everyone tries to grab a belt and they're fighting for it. And the Young Bucks let go. Give FTR, Cope and Christian the belts. And basically they leave out of respect. And they're called, they're standing there. FTR still on the ramp staring. And that's how the show ends. Ends on, they're definitely building something. FTR, Bucks and Christian. If they do a tables, ladders and chairs match of those three teams, oh my god. Even though Edge and Christian are kind of past it, Oh my god. Even at the start of the promo, Copeland goes, "Never thought you'd see this, huh?" Like, fuck off. It's like, he's so WWE people, but in a good way. I just think it's so entertaining. I know a lot of people don't like it. I think he's fun. But yeah, that's how Dynamite ended. Really good show. Really enjoyed this one. But yeah, that's how Dynamite ended. I thought it was a really good show. I didn't love it as much as I normally do. I thought it was a good show. The crowd is awful. I need to get that more out. The crowd is terrible. It's an awful crowd. I'm sorry if that offends some people. I don't know if it come across TV that way. I don't give a fuck. The crowd sounded terrible on TV. It was silent. There was no pops. I just didn't enjoy it. And for me to notice a crowd's poor says a lot, frankly, I think. But frankly, the matches were good. Ospreay, really nice to see Ospreay. The promos against Swerve Kenny. We're getting Swerve Kenny 2. I can't believe we're just glossing over that. Swerve Kenny 2. Oh my god. And I think that's a Dynamite match rather than a fucking Dynasty match. That's insane. And then you've still got fucking Thingy. You've still got the Speedball versus Mark Davis match, which is just a solid-ass match. Mark Davis on a run of a career. Andrade, nice to see him. I wish we would have got something with Bandito and Brody. Even a little promo. I think that would have been cool. No Tekla again is beyond stupid. I don't know what we've got to do for Tekla at this point. Mina Shirakawa versus Marina Shafir was excellent. I thought that was really cool how they had Mina come in and basically replace Tony, short notice and still have the win. I thought that was really cool of them to do that. And honestly, it was a really fun show. Edge and Christian, they clearly were building that. And I think that delivered. I think that it's still a bit weird. You can tell there's something missing, but it's still there. But either way, I wish they give Ospreay a bit more promo time too. I feel like it just went off, "I missed you." Literally just says, "I missed you guys." That was it, and then just cuts to Moxley. It was like, I would have liked a proper Moxley Ospreay promo. I really would have. But as an entire card, I thought it was fun. I thought it was good matches. I feel like, yeah, there definitely was a tiny bit of padding. But either way, for a post-Revolution card where you kind of like, this is all so insane, it was really good because they didn't try to blow it out the water, which was, could have went poorly. They've really done well here. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was a really fun card. I was surprised we didn't get a Moxley Continental match, but the tag match makes sense, and I like how they worked that in. We got Juice Robinson on Dynamite. I'm happy about that. But either way, really good show, really fun show, and RPG Vice too. I'm not gonna exaggerate on that. I'm really happy to see them actually on a team instead of against Boom and Doom. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Dynamite this week. What's your thoughts on the show? Did you enjoy? What was your match of the night? And what do you think's going to happen regarding Swerve and Kenny 2? And obviously FTR, Copeland and Christian and the Young Bucks. I think they're going to build to a TLC. And yeah, not against that at all.